What's up everyone, PureChaosX here with just a very quick sort of update video with this Quantum RX Flux that I bought the other week. Yeah, I was actually able to take this out very briefly after here in the UK it stopped raining finally and the ground dried out. I could actually take it out. I didn't want to get it wet, but you know, still being new and all. So I had to wait days for it to stop raining and dry out so I could take it out. And I took it out for a quick blast, and yeah, it is actually a lot of fun. Even on 3S, it is stupid fast. I fear for 4S, assuming I even go that far. I don't know yet. I kind of want to. I might get a 2S for it though, just if I want to take it out the front, because there's just not a lot of room out the front of this house to run it fast. So if I ever want to take it out for just a quick blast out the front, I might get a 2S for it, just to slow it down a bit, make it easy to drive in a small area. But yeah, even on 3S, it is ridiculously fast and very fun. I rolled it many times just because the road out the front has a lot of grip, annoyingly. Very difficult to skid and slide on it unless it is wet. So yeah, I rolled it a few times, which basically makes me also want to get a clear body shell for it and paint it up and use that body shell so I don't ruin this. I'm also going to do some of the upgrades that a lot of people often suggest, such as a beefier servo with more torque. I will get one of those. Some body clips that are connected to the body so that you don't lose them. I have replaced the original ones with some much tighter ones. So these ones shouldn't come out, but I might still get the captive ones, you know, with the restraint cord. You know, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They're connected to the body shell with like an elastic band, and then you don't lose them. I will eventually as well get some 1/8 scale shocks to replace the 1/10 scale. That's the thing a lot of people do, because these are 1/10 scale shocks on a 1/8 scale car. So they do kind of struggle with holding up the weight of the car. So I will replace those shocks as well. So yeah. Still looking for a good way of recording footage. Like I said, I think the only way is for me to use a GoPro with the head strap. That seems to be the best way, but again, I still need to try and afford the GoPro. Older model. I was going to get like an older model, like a 4 or something. I don't want to go like brand new, stupidly expensive. But yeah, let me just. Oh god. Yeah, these ones are a lot tighter. These ones. Oh god. Ooh, bloody hell. Bit fidgety though. Come on. I have also had an attempt at reinforcing the body on the inside around some of the areas where it kind of bends and flexes the most, and the roof, because obviously that's where it might land. It's not a very neat job. I didn't want to use Gorilla Tape because it's very thick and it's very difficult to get around the curves. This was the best I could do. I haven't put much more on yet, but it definitely feels like it's made the body shell heavier. So yeah, but it does kind of work. It still feels really thin and flimsy around these bits though, which is really annoying. It is very thin, especially in these sort of corner bits here. But it does. I don't know. We'll find out if it actually works. But yeah, I just had to go at that. So. I also got some new battery straps that will fit a 3S LiPo. These are Ken Block ones from the HPI WR8 rally car, like the Subaru Impreza. They still only just fit though. They're still quite long, but I am just about able to get them to wrap around a 3S battery, and it does fit. So there's that. That's kind of the only sort of difference on the inside. I have replaced the button, as you can see. for those that actually own one, they can see where the original button is. I moved it because after the first run, the tape used to hold down the speed controller and the button pretty much gave up, and so they were loose and just came off. So yeah, so I used some stronger tape, and now they don't actually seem to want to come off. So you can hold it up by the ESC with the tape. And thankfully, yes, I still have access to the power button, even though it's in a really weird place. And it does, I think it does come out, the plate that the ESC is on. Although I can only see 2 screws. Unless they're under here. Nope, no screws under there, okay. Also, I think 2 of the screws, or 2 of the screw threads on the battery holder have stripped. So I might need a new battery holder. Yeah. But I have had one problem with it so far. For those of you that watched my unboxing video, you might remember me mentioning that there were some stains by the rear of the car on the cardboard, and I didn't think much of it. And then I took it out for its run, and then after looking underneath, I noticed a load of goo around the lower shock points there. I'm like, what could that be? What did I run through? There was none on the front, just the rear. Then I realised that the shocks were leaking. The rear shocks were leaking shock oil everywhere. It then dawned on me as well that those stains on the cardboard in the box was leaking shock oil. So it had been leaking the oil the entire time it was stored in the box. So yeah, annoying. So I did get into contact with Model Sport, and they got in contact with Maverick, who sent me out 2 new rear shock, 2 new shocks. So these are the new shocks, obviously exactly the same, but these are new shocks which so far haven't leaked. So yeah, hopefully they won't. But like I said, I do plan to. Oh, I thought that might have been wide enough. But yeah, I do plan to get some 1/8 scale shocks at some point. So they feel fine. They do feel slightly different to the front shocks. I don't know if that's just because I put some different shock oil in. But yeah, these ones don't feel quite the same. It's weird. Yeah. Oh, and one other thing I did is I put some carbon fiber effect styrene plastic across this bar here, just to kind of limit the amount of bend at the base, which does kind of work actually. It does limit the bend, or the flex, I should say. The posts still flex, but yeah, this bit, the flex has been restricted now, so it doesn't like wobble. Yeah. Other than that, that's all I've done. So yeah, like I said, I do plan to get the new servo. I do plan to get some 1/8 scale shocks. I do plan to get a receiver that's the same as one of my other cars, so I can use my Absema transmitter. Nothing wrong with the one that came with it actually, it doesn't feel too bad, but obviously I still like to use the same transmitter for all the cars. Possibly a 2S battery to use out the front, so it's a bit slower. Maybe 4S, don't know yet. But there's nowhere really around here that's got either like a flat, slippery surface or dry, dusty dirt. I might have to wait for the summer or something for that, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pleased with it so far, except for the leaky shocks. Very annoying. And I thought it might have been me damaging it during the run, because it did roll over a few times. But seeing those stains in the box, they've obviously been leaking from the moment it was packaged. So yeah, quite frustrating. But yeah, the front ones seem to be okay at the moment. Only time will tell. But yeah, other than that, I'm quite happy with it. So it was actually, I was looking at another one, the HPI Jump Shot ST Flux. I was thinking about getting that, but for some reason I just opted for the more expensive choice. But maybe I'll still get the jump shot eventually. So yeah, I like it so far. I'm happy with it. I just might have to wait until it gets a bit warmer and a bit drier out to actually take it out for a proper run and find somewhere that's nice and wide open. So yeah, and hopefully get a clear body shell so that I can paint it my own colour. So I always seem to do that with the cars I get, as it helps me keep the original body shells in good condition, and I'll just use the body shells that I paint. So, and this is a 60 odd quid body shell repainted, so I don't want to ruin it if I can. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's very good. Next to my Maverick Desert Wolf, these are like the two fastest, biggest cars I've got, and they are pretty freaking epic. So, yep, yeah. So the next video I make of this, I very much doubt I'll get a GoPro between now and whenever, but it might be the upgrades. So, yeah, well, just the extra parts for it, basically. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know what else to say, but and that's it. Yeah, I do recommend it actually, especially with the price point in the UK, £224 from like Model Sport and Wheel Spin. For what you get, it's cheap. It's really cheap. And other than the shop, does seem and feel and look quite high quality. So, even though Maverick is technically the cheaper end of HPI, and when I look at this and I look at the Desert Wolf, nothing about that looks and feels cheap. It definitely feels like high quality. Just looking at it and test running it like just for a couple of minutes. So, yeah, I like it. Highly recommended. But yeah, that was just a quick sort of going over what I think of it so far, and just some issues that I had and some of the upgrades I'm going to do. I will at some point try and make a running video, and then maybe I was going to do this with my Traxxas X-Max, which was my Traxxas Rustler, which was like a year later video. What? Okay, fine. What was I saying? Yeah, I was going to do like a year ownership video, like I was going to do with my Rustler. Never got around to that. But I don't know if I can be bothered to wait a year. So I might just do like a month, maybe, if I remember. A month later sort of thing, if I've got all the bits for it. Yeah. Not much else left to say other than I like it. I do recommend it. Not much else to say other than get one. Unlike most people, I don't have a promo code or anything. I have no sponsors or anything like that. But if anyone does want to sponsor me when it comes to the RC part of my videos, Anyway, I'm going to go now. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, whatever that might be. So until then, take care. Bye.